past wounds keep coming back. It's a pattern. They affect your life, haunt you, and they keep you feeling stuck. Emotions come up and just weigh you down, and it feels random and out of the blue. This isn't random. It's your inner child. It's a version of you that experienced challenges, and it internalized a wound that hasn't been healed or fully processed. You may think that talking to your inner child and healing is a mystical process, and you need to see a professional therapist and pay a lot of money to experience this, but you can do it by yourself. And this is what I'm going to teach you how to do in this video. Simple, very, very practical 3-step process. And when you heal these wounds, you're going to feel lighter, more confident, and less held back. So step 1 is to tune in to hurt. So perhaps you've been triggered recently and you've experienced that you've had an over emotional reaction. Let's say a reaction that feels out of proportion with external reality. Something apparently small has happened and you can feel your emotions kicking off and responding in a strong and quite extreme way. That's your inner child. That's a past wound being poked at. Or perhaps you felt weighed down by emotions that just come over you. Or alternatively, part of your general state, your emotional imprint, is just to feel sad, down, hurt, overly irritable and sensitive, easily angered, something like this. This is also your inner child, and it's linked to past wounds. Actually, several of my clients, not all of them, but several of them, they've told me that their general state, their base feeling, is sad and hurt. And they thought that they were stuck in this state, and this is how things had to be. This is just how things were going to permanently be for them. It's not true. And when I've worked with these clients and people that have come to my events and helped them to heal these wounds, they feel a lot lighter, a lot happier, and more confident. So the first step is to tune in to that hurt. Whether it's a trigger, emotions that have apparently come up randomly, or it's just part of your general feeling. So this hurt is linked to a time when a past version of you internalized unfair treatment. That's commonly the case. So it's a past wound, and it's linked to a past version of you, not your current self. So tune into the physical sensations of that hurt. It could be in your cheeks, your jaw, your chest, a whole bunch of different places, because the nervous system, it stores these frozen emotions that are part of the wound. The second step is to trace this back to the root. So a wound's being poked at and reactivated when you're triggered, for example. But where did this come from? Was there a time in your past where you remember feeling this same way? Is there an event that stands out where you got hurt? You felt embarrassed, you felt humiliated. You felt bullied, you felt victimized, you felt intimidated. And if you can't trace it back to the actual root, trace it back as far as you can. And it's also possible that it's actually a set of repeat incidents. So if you was picked on in high school, you might have a sequence of incidents where you internalized unfair treatment. And these can be your current roots. Even if they're not the base root, going back as far as you can is the most helpful. The original insult, or close to it. Then the third step, which is the really important step. You don't want to just revisit, you want to actually heal. So imagine the current version of you right now, today, on the periphery of those scenes which involve the younger version of you experiencing that unfair treatment that caused the wound. And you're going to step into a coaching role. So the current version of you is going to tell that past version of you who's going through the unfair treatment exactly what he or she needs to hear. It could be hope and encouragement. You're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. Things will change. Because now you have the benefit of foresight, which the past version of you didn't have. So you're able to see what's happened since. You could say hindsight, but you could say foresight as well. Maybe the inner child needs to hear, that past version of you needs to hear how much stronger you're going to become. Needs to hear that you now have the skills, the strength to protect your inner child from repeat injury, repeat insults. So speak to your inner child, the current version of you, going back to those scenes that scarred you in the past and saying exactly what you need to hear. And if you notice your inner child wanting to speak back, listen, pay attention, be supportive. Let your inner child say exactly what it wants to say without judgment. Promise to look after him or her and not let this happen again and not abandon him or her in the future. So I'll give you one example from my personal life. So in high school, I used to have yellow skin, jaundice. People would pick on me for this. It was a rough school that was actually in special measures. They were thinking whether to close it down or not. I didn't have boundaries, didn't know how to stand up for myself, so I got bullied and picked on as a teenager in school. I had selective mutism, speaking 1 to 2 words a day, and I was just shut off from people and not engaging. So there was multiple times where I internalized unfair treatment and it created wounds. And I felt invisible, not seen, not heard, not important, all of these things. So then I went back to that past version of me as the current me and said exactly what that past me needed to hear. You might think that you're the underdog right now, but you're going to leapfrog past all of these people that are looking down on you. You're going to achieve a lot more success in life, become a lot more confident. You're actually one of the most talented people in your year. It's just that you've not realized it or understood it just yet. You've not seen your own strengths. You've not seen what you're going to overcome and what you're capable of. I gave that past version of me the hope, support, encouragement, the wisdom. And I know that the current me would deal with those situations, would step in and deal with them completely differently than the past me did do at the time. I've learned, I've got the boundaries, I've got the confidence. Things are different now. So the past version of me didn't know this, didn't have the benefit of being able to look into the future. But the current me has that different perspective. And at the time when I internalized those wounds, what was it that I really needed to hear? It was exactly what I told the past version of me in this exercise. And when you're striking a chord and doing it right, you're really having this conversation. You'll probably feel emotions surfacing in your body, different physical sensations, and there'll be this healing energy that's associated with it. Possibly a sense of peace, a sense of emotions being integrated, released from your nervous system, and feeling a lot better. There was also another wound in me, and I had this urge in my relationships with women, which I didn't act upon, thank God. The urge was to seek sympathy, to make someone feel sorry for me and give me attention. And I didn't know where this came from. I could feel the urge really strongly, and I could feel it wanting to hijack my conversations. But I knew that it didn't frame me in the right way, and it was a remnant of the past. So I retraced it back to the root. Times when, in my upbringing, I felt there was coldness and some harsh treatment, and sympathy was a tool I used to soften that treatment and make things easier for myself. So that's where it came from. It was a desire to want to be seen, chosen, valued, treated in the right way. I told that past version of me exactly what he needed to hear, allowed him to talk back, and then I could feel the healing process happening. And the amazing thing is that when someone can heal these different wounds, which we can all do with practice, the right intention, and the courage as well, there's just a feeling of lightness, less emotional baggage that you're carrying around with you. I've seen this happen not just with myself and people that I've coached, but also people that have been coming to my monthly events on a regular basis. Often when they first come, the first few times, I can see they're carrying emotional baggage with them. There's a heaviness. They struggle to laugh, struggle to enjoy themselves and let loose. But over time, when they've opened up and shared, been vulnerable in the right way, and they've been healing their wounds, they're so much lighter. They look so much happier. The light's back in their eyes. They're in their strength zone, just being themselves and feeling fine rather than held back. We can all benefit from feeling lighter, feeling more confident, gaining more skills. And this is exactly why I do my events and coaching, because I know that the most value you're going to get is in the actual work, the conversations, whether that's a conversation you're having with a part of yourself, the current you, the parent talking to the past you, the child, whether it's a conversation with me, some other coach, a therapist, a conversation at my events. Conversations are powerful tools, changing people's perspectives, beliefs, the way they see the world, changing their experience of reality, changing themselves as a person, giving them new skills, and with the right confidence, right support, right help, right process, most people can achieve goals that they really want to in life. providing that they're willing to work hard, be patient, and take time. And I'm not talking about airy fairy, pie in the sky, pipe dreams. I'm not talking about that. Although what people define as a pipe dream in reality can be two different things. But certainly there's a level of control that we do have. Most people can achieve success in their chosen area, defined by success in their own terms. They can probably be a lot more ambitious than they naturally think and achieve more than they currently believe to be possible. But it does require that person to get past their blockages and limiting beliefs, be willing to overcome the fears that are caging them, holding them back, and it requires them to be fully committed, motivated, following their purpose. And this is really the value in the coaching process. I'm not talking about low-level coaching. I'm not talking about going to a counselor who's going to teach you from a textbook. There is value in all these things. Counselors, therapists, for the right time and place and right person, and the right counselor can be amazing value. But I'm talking about high-level coaching. I'm talking about receiving coaching from someone who actually believes in you. He's not going to teach from a textbook. He's going to teach from real life, actually connect with you, actually help you out in the ways that you want to be helped out. So some of my clients have social anxiety, and I don't just coach them one-to-one, although that's the main coaching format. I actually go to social situations with them and coach them live on opening up, connecting with people better, and being more confident in the flesh. Practical CBT. So as well as learning all the coaching stuff, I teach from real world experience of being coached once a week for 3 years by a famous coach that had a massive YouTube channel, a proper influencer who was based in London. And you're talking about coaching from someone who really has overcome a lot of challenges themselves. They've lived it, and they live what they teach and breathe what they teach. And also as well, something that always held me back from going to counselors and other coaches was that they weren't that confident. They didn't represent what I wanted to achieve. So I was thinking, why would I go to these people who were kind of miserable, not that happy, not that confident, when I know there's other people out there who are really crushing it in life? I want to be on their level. I didn't want to go to a coach and feel a lot more confident than the coach and feel happier than the coach. That wouldn't feel right. Doesn't mean that the person couldn't help me. And this is why I went down the high-level coaching route. So I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt with what I do, and I'm always growing, always still a student. So go and try talking to your inner child in this way, and you'll know you're doing it right when you can feel the emotions coming to the surface. You can feel a release happening, some peace coming into your body. You feel this healing energy. So how you feel lets you know that you're actually doing that deep therapeutic work by yourself. And if you want to go further, you want someone to coach you through healing these past wounds, developing more confidence with people, less social anxiety. You want someone to keep you motivated, get you past sticking points, and into a place where you're not just coping, but thriving in life. If you're keen on this journey, you want to go further, you're very welcome to check out my landing page You can even book a free first coaching session. See if the coaching is for you. So when I built my business, I really like the idea of value first. Give value to people first. Don't ask for payment before actually giving someone tangible value. And only work with people that I'm super confident I can help out. So I have happy clients. So what I do is the first one-to-one coaching session, a 2-hour session, video call or in person in Birmingham, completely free of charge. You can try it and see if it helps you out. And if it does, which I'm pretty damn confident it will, providing that you're committed, right attitude, and you do the work, then you can come back to do more sessions on a paid level. And if you're interested in checking out my events, you can also find a link to those on my landing page as well. So just scroll down to the relevant section, whether it's the banner for the 2-hour taster, the banner for my coffee social events. And if you join the events group, but you're not based in Birmingham, that's okay, because later on in the year, I'm going to be launching virtual events as well as my in-person coffee socials. So of course, in-person is king when it comes to social events. Let's not beat around the bush. We all know that it's facts. But there's still a lot of potential to grow as a person through virtual events. There was actually a study done on the value of psychotherapy. And interestingly, they found that phone calls which were audio only, without video, made a minimal difference to clients. Almost no difference at all. Pretty much a waste of their money and time. Video calls, they made a really, really good difference. And they weren't too far behind in-person sessions. So joining virtual events with the video on, work on your confidence in that particular event. I'd have breakout rooms and several exercises planned. This is going to help you out and make a difference. So there's plenty of stuff going on. And either way, I want people to move beyond the paradigm where they're passively consuming content on YouTube. I want you to be actually taking action in the real world, because that's where you're going to get the results. It's what you do in response to watching the videos that's going to change your life, not just watching them on its own. And what you do in response can be following the call to action, talking to your inner child, actually trying this stuff out, playing about with it, practicing, and you'll know when it's working and you'll see the benefits. It could be coming down to one of my in-person events, or at least joining my group, which is free to join, and coming to some virtual ones. Or it could be trying the free taster coaching session and seeing if it's helpful for you. Until next time, best of luck making progress in your journey, loving the sunshine today. Enjoy the rest of your day.